Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we are currently defending this Steiner base from Comstar attackers. There are 11 of them remaining. We've already destroyed the Vanguard, and we've taken out one unit from the attackers, but there are a bunch of them still here. Now, next up is going to be our Apollo, and we're going to definitely need to turn this. Yeah, you're calculating, but I just want to turn. Okay, we're going to turn here, and we can fire on any of these that we have the best hit odds on, to be honest. Looks like the fire starter. Okay, sounds good. Let's soften up the fire starter then.
Roger. Target confirmed.
Cool. So a little bit of damage there, but actually that took quite a lot of stability damage. Fascinating. The armor really is quite thick on that fire starter, so it'll take a little bit to get through that. But we can have our scimitar start flanking around back this direction. That's about the fastest we can go. Okay, we can position it around... I don't love these positions because of minimum range on that AC5. Yeah, I don't love these positions. Okay. I guess the best we can do is here.
Acknowledged.
And we can roll up on this mongoose and see what we get. We're unlikely to stray shot anybody, so...
Here it comes.
And we get a little bit into the mongoose anyway. But this is not ideal positioning for the scimitar, that's for sure. So next up, they're firing on the sniper turret with some AoE missiles. Okay, that seems fine. And we are, of course, going to be moving our Shadowhawk here. So let's just head on forward. Actually, let's sprint forward. We're going to position here, and I want to fire on this fire starter, specifically because I want to make it unsteady.
Target confirmed.
We got a few hits in there, and it did get unsteady, surprisingly. I guess that is halfway through. Okay. Yeah, so it is unsteady. I like it. So the Black Knight can now, like, crest this hill here.
Got it, Commander.
And start firing on that fire starter. These are not the best hit odds in the world, though, at only 50%. What else do we have here? It's actually the best we've got. They're not great, though. That's for sure. Why are they so low? I would have expected higher here. Height differential into forest, move self, size delta, medium range. I guess we're just a little far away. Okay, sounds good.
Target acquired.
We missed literally everything.
No luck.
Okay. Literally everything on about 50% hit odds is definitely not ideal, shall we say. No doubt about that. That's okay, though. Wow, everybody's missing the fire starter. He just got unsteady, and apparently nobody can hit him. I love it. So the hoplite is going to turn around over here, and we're also going to fire on that fire starter. I'm going to fire the rocket pack here and work on chipping down its armor a bit. We hit it with the auto cannon there. Okay, we're close to getting a knockdown on it. We're still kind of struggling to hit that fire starter, though. Ooh, that was a really good shot. Wow. He just one-shot that. That was amazing. And a couple of shots on this fire starter. Okay, the turrets are doing well. The turrets are doing incredibly well. I want to take a look at the aftermath down over here if we can. It's enemy turn right now, so it's calculating stuff. Yeah, this mech here got one shot. This cattle mast, that was a Kyudo, right? No, that wasn't the Kyudo. I'm not sure what that mech was, but it got completely one shot. Our Black Knight is about to get unsteady. That is, of course, because we're on unstable terrain. So our Apollo from here is absolutely going to hit this fire starter, I think. Yeah. We hit the fire starter. Right on into that left torso. And there we go. The fire starter is out of here.
That's a
I like
kill.
it. So we're definitely making good time through this. No doubt about that. Unfortunately, our Centaur is phase 14 right now. But we can choose basically whoever we want to go after. I'm thinking maybe that Raptor. The Hitman moves up to here. This is a terrible position for the Hitman to take. And then it's going for the sniper turret. Out of curiosity, though, what was that shot that one-shot that mech? That's an AC-20. It wasn't that, because, well, actually it could have been. Yeah, it was just this AC-20. So it one-shot this guy out over here, and then he must have core meltdowned. I think that's what happened there. Fascinating. So our scimitar is going to pop into rear arc of somebody over here. Maybe about here, but I'd like to be a little further back. This is the only place we have LOS, though. So we can position here, we can go for the Raptor, or we can go for the Locust. The Raptor is actually by far the better hit odds, and we could take it down from this position. And we did.
I'm damn excited now.
Phenomenal. So he's out of here. No problem whatsoever there. And they are now very concerned about this standard shredder turret. I can't say that I blame them on that one, to be honest. Let's get in behind this Locust and just eliminate that nice and quickly. Let's get this side cleaned up. I want to attack the Locust, thanks. Apparently we can't melee attack the Locust. Okay. We'll disposition here.
Roger.
And we'll rear arc attack it. It's dead either way. There we go. -1 Locust. Phenomenal. So, as far as over here goes now, is there only one enemy remaining? No, there's two. There's this Mongoose and there's this Hitman. Okay. The Mongoose moves now. It's probably going to advance up over here. Actually, it ran up over this way, which is possibly the smarter move. It did expose rear arc, though. Okay, I'm going to get in behind this Hitman. And we're going to kick him. Going to fire the SRM-6. We're going to fire the PPC, I think. No, heat means no. Heat means we're going to not fire the PPC there. We definitely need to do something about the Wraith's heat levels. We did miss that melee attack, which is very, very sad.
My life is now devoid of meaning.
LRM ammo explosion and a core meltdown. Ooh.
Heat sinks can't vent fast enough. Taking damage.
Yikes.
Heat's frying my
That was
internals.
mediocre. I mean, we killed our target, but at what cost? So they're firing on that standard shredder turret more. It's still okay for now. It'll get another shot off, I'm sure. So the Wraith shut down. The Shadowhawk is overheated. And the Black Knight is fairly overheated as well. The Shadowhawk can position here. And I don't think it's worth firing the MRM with the heat levels being what they are. We're just going to brace here for now. And we need to get our heat under control in this area. The crossbow, on the other hand, that can fire on that Mongoose rear arc. And we don't need a lot into that rear arc to take it out.
Got it.
We didn't get what we needed, though. Okay, that's fine. I'm hoping fire support can finish this off so that these guys can all start coming back this way or even looping around here. Okay, a little bit more damage into that Mongoose. We'll take it. And what are these guys going to do? The Phoenix is just chilling.
Good to go.
Okay, sure. So the Hoplite is currently able to take this shot. I think we do without moving. I'm not going to fire the rocket back here. This is just a pot shot. Wow. We hit with the autocannon, but we didn't penetrate the armor. It was in the leg. Okay. Not ideal there, for sure. But that Mongoose doesn't have much left. The Kyudo is moving up and firing on this sniper turret. That's the one with the AoE LRMs. Okay, sounds good.
Orders?
Next up is our Black Knight. The Black Knight can position out over here.
Confirmed.
I'm a little concerned about heat here, so maybe we just potshot the large lasers and see what happens.
Your armor it is.
Absolutely nothing, and I'm not shocked about that. That feels about right, to be honest. Okay, we miss the autocannon out over here this time. That's reasonably expected. That's a couple of solid hits there. PPC on the Mongoose doing absolutely nothing. Okay. Next up
I'm here.
is our Scimitar. So the Scimitar can position somewhere down over here.
I'm your
And we can pot shot that Mongoose rear arc. We'll see if we end up getting anything out of that.
Confirmed.
Well, we broke through the
hell
armor
yeah.
anyway. Not in a location where it matters, but we did break through the armor. The
my
Centaur is going to be the one to finish the job, I'm afraid. So we're going to position up over here and hit that Mongoose. We're going to run out of SRM2s here, but that is expected. There we go. One turbo dead Mongoose. I like it. So now we don't need to worry about this side.
SRMs are out.
So at this point, the Apollo can turn around and start heading off over this way. I like this side arc position. We're going to be continuing to advance down like over here-ish. I don't really love those positions down there, but actually 63% hit odds on the Phoenix down here, side arc. That's not bad. We'll take that.
Gotcha.
Right into its weak side too. Structure exposure on that.
Scored a critical hit.
Not bad at all. Next up, the Cattle Master moves and fires on this medium military building. Doesn't get very much done there. APC not really doing anything. The Icarus II just kind of running around for the moment.
Commander.
Our Shadowhawk is quite overheated. We're going to start moving over this way,
Roger that.
but we need to sink this heat down, right?
Starting to cook.
And there was a lot of heat there, no doubt about it. We're going to sprint the Black Knight
shooting.
out over this
Just
direction,
running.
and we'll just let its heat drop. That'll be fine for
Receiving
now. And I'd like to get the crossbow, if we can sprint. There we go. I'd like to get the crossbow somewhere where it has direct LOS. Unfortunately, that doesn't exist. So we're going to position out over here, and we'll take a look. 12.1%. Yeah, I'm just going to sink heat here. So we'll let the crossbow's heat drop for a moment. That Phoenix is moving up and firing on the standard Shredder turret. Okay, ECM jamming there. They've got two Phase 10 movers, so the Kyudo moves up, fires on the medium military building, gets a minuscule amount of damage in there. And the Wolverine steps forward and fires on the small military building as well. Nothing too major there. We'll see what the turrets do here. That'll be very interesting indeed. Okay, firing on that Phoenix with the vehicle there. Getting a tiny bit of armor damage, that'll be fine. And we can position the hoplite like out over here. It'll have direct fire LOS, and that is indeed exactly what it needs. So we've got the Icarus II at 34.5, and that is the highest hit odds that we've got of the mechs that we can see here. So let's go ahead and take that. That looks like a leg hit. Oh yeah, that's a leg hit, all right. I like it.
I await your command.
So next up, of course, our Wraith needs to restart. There we go.
Heat damage.
Some more shots at that Phoenix, but I don't think we got anything out of it. That AC-20 is really out of range. It was incredible luck that it took this mech out. And a little bit of damage to the Kyudo. Yeah, that's all fine. So next up is our Centaur, which can start sprinting forward to about here. But it's not in position to engage anyone right now. So our Scimitar is going to head over here as well. It's in basically the same position. And the Shadowhawk is pretty high on its heat right now. We're just going to move it over and brace as it gets its heat under control.
Standing by.
The Apollo can definitely advance out over here where it has LOS on everything. And who are we going to fire on? 43%, 43%, 56%, 56%, and 50%. We're going to fire on that Phoenix. It is already softened up.
Target locked. Neck warrior.
Nice. So that's a
Show 'em
torso
what you
destruction
got.
on that
That is
Phoenix,
something good.
looking absolutely solid. It's now unsteady, but it's going to move fairly soon, Phase 9. That Icarus moves forward, fires on the small military building, gets nothing done there. Okay. And next up is going to be this Wolverine, getting up onto the island. Completely useless. Cattle Master steps forward, fires on that medium military building, gets a couple points of damage in. We're not concerned about that yet.
I'm
We've
ready.
still got our bonus for now. And the Wraith is going to sprint on out of here, but it's still overheated, so it's
Got it,
moving kind
Commander.
of slow. And we're not going to fire, of course. Okay. We have a vehicle that's going to move now. It could attack this Phoenix. We want to target the Phoenix with our fire support, for sure, if it survives this anyway, which it did. Okay,
Standing by.
so our crossbow wants to move up, like, here-ish. Yeah, that gives us an interrupted LOS on that Phoenix. Take it. We only have 40 rounds of ER LRM 10 ammo left. Then we'll have to switch to SAM, but there's another core meltdown, causing some damage up over here. Beautiful. Lots of core meltdowns going on here. I like it. So that Cattle Master, Kudo, and Wolverine have all taken some damage. The Icarus 2 is the next target, and the Kudo hasn't moved yet. That's a barrage right on the Icarus 2. I'd love to see it move up over here, but I highly doubt it will.
Yeah.
Next up is our hoplite, which will advance over to here. We'll just check hit odds. 31.5. Yep, 31.5 it is.
Roger.
No damage. Okay. Those are pretty low odds, so I'm not shocked about that one. Next up is going to be our Black Knight. Now, the Black Knight, I'm not going to sprint here because we've got that stability. We're just going to brace it here. We've only got 4 rounds until reinforcements show up, so we might not really be able to engage these guys with our non-fire support mechs too much. We'll see. More AoE damage going down here, but it's really not very important. Okay, they're continuing to focus on that Icarus 2, which is fine. Ooh, that looks like some hits. Yes, indeed. That was the AC-20 there, but sadly it just missed. There goes that barrage. And that was quite a lot of damage to that Icarus 2. No doubt about that.
Live to serve.
So our Scimitar is going to head on down over here, and we're going to start
Heading out.
pot-shotting
Full speed.
that Icarus 2. We could actually kill it from here.
Roger that. All
Unfortunately,
right.
we
Hit 'em
missed on
hard
like 80% hit odds.
now.
That's
Negative
sad.
damage.
That's very sad, but whatever. Next up, of course, is going to be our Centaur. Now, the Centaur is able to get some direct fire LOS here, but we're going to be firing just LRMs at this range. Actually, 64% hit chance on that Icarus. We'll take it. We're going to be out of LRMs very soon, but that was a lot of damage to the Icarus, possibly a knockdown as well. Yep, that's a knockdown. It had rear armor, of course, but maybe the pilot ejects? Pilot does not eject. Okay,
Waiting for orders.
so I kind of don't want to target that Icarus 2 anymore. I kind of want to position like
Rolling.
here and start firing on one of these guys. Oh, these hit odds are kind of garbage. Okay, what's going on with that? Into mineral field. I didn't realize this island was a mineral field, but okay. We'll soften up the Wolverine there, and we got a structure exposure, so that's not bad. Cattle Master positioning here and firing on the APC. Seems fine. Getting basically nothing at all done. Now, our Wraith is just going to sprint, now that it's in a capacity to be able to do that again, and sink the remainder of his heat.
Yes, Mon.
And our Shadowhawk is going to be in the same state, but I'm not expecting these guys to be able to engage anytime soon. The Black Knight might be able to get around this corner in time. These guys, much less so. They might get like one turn of pot-shotting at best. And there's that Icarus 2 gone. That's why I didn't want to shoot at that anymore. Phenomenal. So with that out of there, next up, we've got our hoplite, and I'd like to position the hoplite around here in cover. And from there, we have a good line of sight out over here. I'm going to fire on the Wolverine. We have an exposed side arc here and a good stray shot target.
Engaging the target.
Sadly, we missed,
Reporting negative damage.
but it was worth a shot. Next up, of course, is our crossbow. And the crossbow is going to position here. We only have 20 rounds of ER LRM ammo left, so we're just going to lob these at this Wolverine and see what happens.
Goddamn, let's do
Well, that's an arm destruction.
critical hit, Commander.
Okay, that'll work.
I'm out of long-range missiles.
Well, that kind of long-range missiles. You've got more long-range missiles. The Kudo is going to fire on this large military building. It's still just doing AoE damage. This is kind of irrelevant, to be honest. So, of course, that Cattle Master doesn't have a lot of armor. We just need to get kind of closed in on it, right? The Prowler is going to fire on the Kyudo and strip off some additional armor. These guys are just chilling out here taking pot shots. So next up is our Black Knight. Can we get into LOS of anything? Well, yes, but we're actually out of range. Okay, that's fine. We'll just sprint on in, and as we come around here, they're not going to be happy to see a Black Knight coming their way. That Wolverine continuing to fire at that standard Shredder turret. They haven't even taken down a turret yet. It's kind of insane. Unfortunately, our turrets are missing, but... yeah, that looks like a miss to me. And another miss. Very sad on all of those turrets. Okay. Next up is, of course, our Centaur. So the Centaur is going to cruise up over here. We only have 3 LRM-3 ammo left, so we could lob this at the Kyudo and just strip some armor off.
Here we go.
But we're out of ammo now, so that's all we've got.
LRMs are out.
Of course, we've still got the small lasers, but the Centaur without its missiles is not very effective, in all honesty. I would like to position our Apollo more like here. 43.4? Actually, 74.6% on this Kyudo. Let's do an armor strip. Absolutely. Oh, and we actually just took it out. Phenomenal.
Hope we can salvage that.
I was not expecting that, but that was a really good cluster there. That really all honed in on the one torso. And our Apollo's been doing pretty well with that, actually. So we can definitely move our Scimitar in over, like, this way. And fire on this Cattle Master. And that's the goal. We're a hovercraft, so we can go on the water. And
Right,
that's
folks,
some
let's get
damage
this
to the
done.
Cattle Master there. We did break through the armor.
Good to go.
Cool. So next up would be our crossbow, which that can advance forward. We've still got the SAM missiles. We'll fire on the Wolverine with those. That's the highest hit odds.
Locked on target.
Not great clustering there, but we did get a good number of hits. So that'll soften up the armor of that Wolverine. I like it. We've only got 2 rounds left for reinforcements. But we've also only got 2 enemies left, and they're kind of low-threat enemies, to be honest. So that's all looking good. We can take down both of them fairly easily. It'll just take a little bit of time. The question is, do we have enough time to eliminate them before the reinforcements come in? If these mechs hadn't have gotten caught in that core meltdown up over here, we would have. That's pretty clear. The hoplite can fire on these guys, but I'd kind of like to close in a little bit more here. We're still a little bit out of maximum range, or a little bit out of ideal range anyway, but they're in a good stray shot position here. Unfortunately, we don't stray shot them, and we full-on miss.
Adjusting targeting.
That is very sad. Next up is going to be the Cattle Master, and we'll see what he does. Backs off a little bit, fires on our Apollo. Completely misses. Okay, that seems fine. Next up is our Wraith. The Wraith is, I don't expect, going to be able to fire, but actually, we do have a shot here. 21% with the Series Smasher. We should turn the field inhibitor on.
Locked and loaded. Here it comes.
Okay, we didn't stray shot anyway. That's what I was concerned about, so I'm not surprised that we missed. That is extraordinarily unsurprising. Next up is our Shadowhawk, which is not going to be able to fire.
Pulling off.
Okay. There we go. Let's see what our allied unit over here does, this APC. I would close in over here and look to bring that machine gun to bear. But I guess that works too. You can completely miss both medium lasers. That's fine. Next up, of course, is our Black Knight. Now, the Black Knight is still out of range unless we sprint here. And we will sprint in and we'll pot shot the 2 large lasers. I'll turn these on, but they won't actually fire at this range. And yeah, I'm not surprised that we missed the 2 large lasers. They're not even ER large lasers. So, at that range, probably not going to hit. The Black Knight needs some work. No doubt about that. Okay, for a second there, I thought that that was going to kill that Wolverine. And unfortunately, it didn't. So our Centaur is just going to continue cruising in as it can.
Commander.
And our Apollo is, I think, just going to stay exactly where it's at. We've got 30% and 43% hit odds, respectively. I don't know, maybe we move over, like, here? Getting in slightly closer.
Rolling.
That hurt the hit odds. Okay, that's fine. We'll just see what we get out of this Wolverine here. That was good clustering.
Come on, people. Let's
Torso
make
destruction.
this happen.
I like it. So that Wolverine is now unsteady, and we can move our scimitar somewhere around over like here. I like this spot.
I'm walking here.
We've got that Cattle Master. We've got the Wolverine. I don't think we take the rear arc shot on the Wolverine. I think we take it on the Cattle Master here.
Got it, Commander. Once more.
Some internal damage there on the Cattle Master, but unfortunately, nothing too major. I mean, the Scimitar is mostly just a nuisance, right? But that'll be fine. So the Hoplite, I'm not even going to bother moving. We're just going to fire on the Wolverine. 47.3% hit odds here, but we're past max range and into mineral field. And we missed both of those, sadly.
Negative damage.
Yeah, this is very far out, so I'm not shocked about that. Next up is going to be our crossbow, which is going to position about here. I'm going to continue to fire on that Wolverine. Hit odds continue to be fairly low, though. A little bit of internal damage there, but I think that was actually just damage transfer. Yeah, that's what that was. So our Shadowhawk can now get into LOS, but it can't actually fire at this range.
Commander.
Next up would be our Wraith. And the Wraith can continue to close in over here and just potshot that PPC. Hit odds are improving with it, and that's actually a hit. Nice, including some internal damage there. Unfortunately, he's going to get to move this round, so we're not really going to get to take too much advantage of this instability, but maybe the PPC gets, or the APC gets something here. It gets 28 internal damage, but that's nothing too major. So the Wolverine is going to move and get its evasive back, firing on our Centaur, which seems futile. I'm not sure why they do that exactly, but sure. Next up is our Black Knight, and the Black Knight is going to continue to close in inexorably, and we're going to fire on this Wolverine. Hit odds are improving, but we still sadly miss. It's only one round to reinforcements, so we might not be able to finish these guys off. If we had one more round, we absolutely would. But we'll see what the turrets get done, I guess. I think we've moved all of our units at this point, so it's up to the turrets. What do you got? Oh, the Prowler hasn't moved yet either. Okay, so that fires on this Cattle Master, and that's a lot of damage. Pilot ejection. So all that's left is this Wolverine. That's a lot of damage, too. It's now unsteady. Missing the AC-20. And here we are. So close. We would have gotten this one eliminated too with one more round. I'm 100% confident in that. But that's fine. We do miss out on a little bit of payment, I think, from not completely sweeping it. But with them being on completely opposite sides of the map like that, and that lance not closing in, that made it a lot tougher. No doubt about that. But our fire support lance just tore them apart. Of course, that first shot from the AC-20, that was one heck of a shot from that turret. No doubt about that. Unfortunately, that was the only shot that it hit. Okay, so let's proceed here, and that's all looking good. They want all this stuff. Honestly, I accept. Okay, do we want a Firestarter? No. Do we want a Cattle Master? No. Do we want a Raptor? No. Do we want a Stinger? No. What do we want here? SLDF cockpits aren't terrible. We have one right now. A bunch of Engine Core 210s. Ooh, an Artemis 2 FCS. Energy Accuracy FCS. SLDF sensors would be good too. Do we have SLDF sensors right now? We don't. We do have a cockpit in stock right now, so I'm going to prioritize the SLDF sensors here. Or no, that's the FCS. Hang on, I wanted the sensors. There we go. We would take the FCS, but the sensors are a, I think, higher priority right now. That's the infernal damage. For a second there, it's like infantry. No, that's not protomech. That is not protomech. But it's not infantry either. So, okay, that seems good. What else do we get? We get a Cattle Master part, Firestarter, Hermes, Raptor, yep, a machine gun, large laser Tronal, a couple of standard FCSs that we don't care about, half ton of LR RAM ammo, a couple of half tons of machine gun ammo. Both of those are pretty convenient. Okay, we'll keep those around. In terms of how much damage we took, it was not a lot. I mean, we didn't expect this to be a particularly complex mission, and it wasn't. Like, we didn't take a lot of damage. It wasn't high threat, right? And we knew that. We mostly only took this as a reroll because we want to get some higher difficulty missions. If we don't start seeing more spawning, we might have to move somewhere else. We'll see how that ends up going. Let's get our repairs done here. Anytime you want to get loaded in, Yang, that would be great. No, Yang doesn't want to get loaded in. Okay, so that's absolutely fine. I'm expecting this to be like 12K in terms of costs. Okay, 50K. That's significantly more, but we just took some armor damage. It was nothing in terms of like internal crits. I guess, yeah, the Black Knight did take quite a bit of rear arc hits. That's right. Yeah, that is right. Well, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to get these repairs done, and hopefully we'll find some slightly more difficult missions. That would be great. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.